from the inside, if you make an inside entry, or if they throw a circular strike, which necessitates an inside entry, then you need to be able to learn to pass the arm from the outside to the inside. There are some locks you can do from the inside, but for the most part, a lot of locks are applied from the outside, and then it's also safer. So in this video, I want to look at the arm pass. Now there are 3 ways we can pass the arm. We can do a high pass, a low pass, or what I call an arm and head pass or a force pass. The low pass is fairly simple. So I make my entry here, and this is a strike right here. The point of my elbow is striking into her face, or it could be my forearm here, or it could be a hacking strike with the forearm into the neck, which also disrupts her balance, right? So when I hit with that forearm, it's not just a superficial hit, it's bam, or into the neck, boom. And then for the low pass, my hands just come down, wherever they land on her arm, and I pass it. And now I'm outside. Now from here, I can come in and I can take that arm and apply locks, or I could just throw her using her shoulders or her chin, or I could come around to this side, Penantukan style, by pulling on this shoulder here, coming around to this side and striking or throwing. Or I could take her waist and throw her, wrestling style. I make my entry on the inside, striking either with my elbow or my forearm or into the neck, and then I pass that arm down and across. I want to throw the arm into the ground. I don't want to throw the arm that way. If I throw the arm that way, I encourage her to just escape. She just keeps on going. She's gone. I want to root her into the ground. So here, there, that's what I want. I want to throw the arm down, and then I can follow up with whatever. A variation of the low pass involves using her chin and her shoulder. So I enter on the inside, and then I use the chin and the shoulder here, and I turn above, and I get this full turn on her part. And then obviously I can just work from here, or if I want my lock, I can take the arm, and I can work my locks. Then we have the high pass. It was originally a Kali technique that's used against the knife. And with the high pass, go ahead, I block here, and at the same time, almost simultaneously, I shoot underneath with this arm. So it becomes a pow. In a way, I'm sort of trapping her arm between my arms here, but we don't remain here. I immediately pass that up and across her body. And now I'm outside again. So it's here. And I'm also dropping myself low. It's going to depend on our relative heights. If the other person is taller than me, I could just pass their arm across, but because she's shorter than me, when I pass that arm across, I have to duck below it in a way, and it passes up over my head. And then I can strike from here into the ribs, or across this way, or I can move in with an elbow, or I can strike with the knee, or I can hammer into the back of the leg with my shin, and I'm on the outside, and I can work anything from the outside. It's tempting to want to strike before you make your pass. To do this, for example, and then pass. Or to strike into the belly and then pass. Don't do that. Because then what happens is her arm drops. So maybe if I strike here, her arm starts to drop and then I have no pass anymore. Especially with the knife. If you want to get that pass, there's no time for delay. It's got to be there. And then I'm on the outside. Then we have our arm and head pass, or force pass. So I enter on the inside here, I underhook, and I control the head. This is our arm and head position right here. From here, I force this arm across my chest. I don't yield to it to make room. As I force it across, it locks her shoulder. And here we are. The arm is passed, and her shoulder is locked up. And I could actually just take her down with this if I wanted to. Right? I could just step back and bring her down with this. So here, I go to arm and head. Often I throw a knee right here. I force that arm across my chest. Now from here, last time I took her down, but I could also just apply my locks. So if I wanted to do a Z-lock, for example, it's set up for me here. I have the hand. All I have to do is bend that arm, and there's our lock. It's painful right off the bat. If I want an arm bar, it's right there. If I want to do a figure 4, I can bend that arm and take her backward with the figure 4. If I want to do a coup de gauche or outward wrist lock, I just come here, I turn that hand over, and there it is. Maybe I reverse from there. So that's your force pass or arm and head pass. So in future videos, when I'm showing realistic application of joint locks, I'll be showing them from a straight punch and a circular punch. And in order to apply them off the circular punch or off an inside entry on a straight punch, you need to know your passes. Your low pass, your high pass, your force pass. So please learn those because it'll benefit you in future videos. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks very much. And you can watch that video or that one. Thank you, Cynthia.